Time to go, night. Check.
Hey, let's get it working.
Check.
Hey, 5-0. Lucky. Here we go.
They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. He's got a first down past the 30. And he'll take this all the way up to the 38-yard line. Just like that, a pickup of 20 on their first play from scrimmage.
First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. On the ground, this is Kamara. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Play clock down to 3, and we're going to get a timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Ready. Blue lady. Mike 54. Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, D. Man up, D.
On second down, Kamara. He'll take this from the 40 up to the 45 for a gain of 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
The Panthers turn to their nickel set here as they get ready for third down. Working out of the gun, Winston. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Trey Boston. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. Well, it was third down. Defensively, they were just hoping to make a play and get off the field, get their offense on. Instead, they did one better. Pick it off, take it into the end zone.
Well, they did what you said. They got off the field.
They're going to have to come right back on.
They're going to come right back on, but happily, right? They put the ball in the end zone. That's the way you start a game. That's the way you set the tone.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense.
It's going to be a long. It's going to be a flip.
Back to it after the pick 6. Winston. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by James Bradbury. And they will take over at the 26-yard line.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 26. Now following the interception, here's Newton. Open man is Samuel, complete. And able to rip chop off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Big yardage after the catch. That one winds up going for 36. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Wendell Smallwood. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. They run, Smallwood. And once more, this play going in the wrong direction. The Saints get to him behind the line again. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. The last 2 plays each lose a yard. They'll try to move forward here on 3rd and 12.
6, 8, 8.
From the gun, here's Newton. Flushed out right. Oh, he's going to go for it all. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, remember, last year, Week 5, Gano was good from 63 away to beat the Giants on the final play. This not as critical of a kick or as long, but also not as successful.
You're exactly right about that. I was fortunate enough to be on the call for that game, and me and my crew, we got to see them. When they lined up, we thought, that's a long way. We know he's got a big leg, and then he hammered it. Probably would have been good up to about 70 yards. And after the game, the head coach, Ron Rivera, told the media that his special teams coach had told him, hey, he's good up to 65, coach. At each game, that's what the special teams coach does. Evaluates the distance, lets the head coach know.
Yeah, no doubt he's got the leg, but this time couldn't put it through. On the ground, Kamara. And he'll get across midfield and into Carolina territory. It was Eric Reed in on the stop.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments and doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
You're not ready. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Shit. Watch the shit. Hey, even. Shit. Whip. Watch the whip. Let me go.
Winston from the gun on 3rd down. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game. But this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football. Because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
They start the drive with Smallwood. And this will leave them a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field of the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance. A good run there off right tackle in old school NFL football. The right side, the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Had a bit of a lane there, took advantage of it. Give them 7 there on the 1st down carry. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. From the 39, Newton rolling to his right. He's got a man on the crossing route. That's Moore. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 16 yards, a 1st down. Now a first down throw for Newton. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. 6-0 our score after one. Panther football to start quarter number 2 as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. They'll give to Smallwood out of the gun. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. This is a very impressive drive, especially when you consider where they started from to now be set up 1st and goal.
Yeah, and some nice running right there. That's what got them the first down. But at this point, I suggest open up your playbook. You can call just about what you want.
Here's Newton. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the intended target. But it'll be 2nd and goal.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
On 2nd down, Smallwood. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
And, Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line. Because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
Here's Newton. They'll roll him out right. And he will score. Touchdown, Panthers. Cam Newton, his 14th touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. They were looking to pass the ball there, but they forgot to account for the man with the football.
Yeah, I can hear people right now saying, well, why don't you have a spy in your defense, someone who will dance with him and go where he goes? Well, oftentimes if you utilize a spy, you've taken away someone in coverage as well. And oftentimes, the spy, not as athletic as the guy he's trying to keep up with, so he gets defeated anyway.
And he turns 3rd and goal into a touchdown. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns.
And that's caught inside the 35. Yeah, he's going to get this deep on the Carolina side of the field. A big-time play there for New Orleans. 56 yards. Line of scrimmage moves from their own 25 all the way to the red zone now for 1st and 10. Now a first down carry. It's Kamara. Sharp move, but can't find much space. Drop just inside the 20. Give him maybe a yard. Quite the opposite from the previous big gainer. But keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
On 2nd and 9, Winston. That's Luke Kuechly with a sack.
They just gave up a sack there, and if I'm not mistaken, they gave up 4 last week, didn't they?
Yes. And just looking really porous, aren't they?
They really are, and I'm wondering if they're going to have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, their quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
3rd and long for Winston. And that'll be incomplete. Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty, and it's 4th down.
Another dangerous throw there, partner. I mean, he's already thrown 2 interceptions here in the first half. I don't know if you want to keep throwing up 50-50 balls, and you've had that kind of lack of success.
Yeah, absolutely. Very well could have been a 3rd interception in half number 1. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked. But you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
A pickup of 24, and that's where the play began, the 24-yard line. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Here's a quick hitch route, and the throw complete. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
So 3rd and 2, this quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther first down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Newton. He'll get this one complete to Davis. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. The end result, 21 yards. From the red zone now, Newton. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Jordan Scarlett, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Panthers, they widen their lead.
And while no one on the offensive line will get the 6 points next to their name, they should be credited with this one. Tremendous blocking to get the runner into the end zone.
Extra point try good by Gano. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism.
The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Gerald McCoy in there to take him down on what will take us to the 2-minute warning. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
After the sack on first down, Winston. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Brian Burns make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And the Panthers will take over in terrific field position.
Ready? Ready?
Check. 59. I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
Newton on first down. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's second down. So it can't hang on. And as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know. But you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they had incompletions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
He can run for it, and he will. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. Newton able to use those legs and get past the marker to pick up the first.
59. Get that quarterback, D-line.
On first down, it's Newton. And Thomas has it. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 11 yards and a Panther first down.
Great.
He's coming.
Gun.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And it's caught. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal. Cam fakes the give and keeps it. And he's got his man. It's Samuel. Touchdown, Carolina. Curtis Samuel as the first half is winding down. And the Panthers, they widen their lead. Gano the extra point, and a rout is on here in this first half. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And they'll start in a hole here as he's brought down at the 11-yard line.
At their own 11-yard line.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
So we come upon halftime intermission here with the visiting Panthers taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Six yards on that last play. Here's second and 4.
Here we go.
Newton now to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, you can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a first down.
20.
Looking to throw on second down. Newton, this one complete to Smallwood. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a third down.
You got him.
They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. Play action. It's Newton. Out to his left. Now he's going to let it go deep, back over the middle. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So after the big play, look at this, all the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Newton. Completes it to Davis. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
From the gun on third down, Newton. He may try and run for this. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down.
Now that's disappointing for the defense. They had the advantage, had excellent coverage all over the field, but they let him get away, scramble, and pick up a first down and inside the 5-yard line.
Back to throw, Newton. And he will score. Touchdown, Panthers. Cam Newton, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 16 on the season, as his guys continue to pour it on. Gano for the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Jameis to throw it. Open man is Hill. He's got it. And only able to get 2 here. Stopped at the 30.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal, because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
I'm coming for you. You mine. Joker.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. And, Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by James Bradbury. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will score. Touchdown, Panthers. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the fourth quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point try good by Gano, and that will extend this big lead. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
All comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Yeah.
Ready? Black 25.
59. Hey, pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Winston on 3rd and 2. And that will be incomplete.
We're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. And here's Morstead now as he sends this one away. This is brought in at the 21. A good return there, 17 yards. And the Panthers will take over now, 1st and 10. Checking things elsewhere. Third quarter now from U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. And the Buccaneers have just extended their lead. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun. Newton flush to his right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. That's caught inside the 20. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. A big play there for Carolina. 51 yards. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Let's go.
On 1st down, Newton. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Ian Thomas, his 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys continue to put this one out of reach.
That's almost just not right. You cover everybody, but those tight ends, they can be awfully reliable.
Very reliable. The defense just has to hate those guys.
This drives them crazy because oftentimes you can't match up with them. They have you either with size, speed, or maybe even just strength.
Gano the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more. Back now here live in New Orleans, where the fourth quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the third quarter. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Let's go.
Getting set for their next drive, the New Orleans offense. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you called before, realize it hasn't worked.
Go to something else.
And maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
A big-time play there for New Orleans. 41 yards.
First down. First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for first and 10.
Wait.
A 10th carry for Kamara. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Check. 59. Here we go, D. Check 9. Wait. Let's go.
To throw on second and 6. Winston. And this one complete to Smith. And he'll go down at the 28. That catch good for 5. It's third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Ready. Black 22.
Black 59.
Don't let him breathe. Breathe, triple team. Don't let him breathe, defense.
On third and 1, here's Winston. And brought in by the tight end Cook. The completion there winds up a wash, and it'll bring up fourth down.
They dialed up the blitz on third down, and your worry as a defense that they can hit you with a big play in that situation. Instead, the blitz pays off, able to rally to the football and make the play.
Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on fourth down. Throwing, Winston. Open man is Michael Thomas. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. Felt compelled to go for it there on fourth down, trailing in the fourth quarter. They got it done.
And there's always a lot of pressure on a fourth down call. Doesn't matter the distance. You still have to get it done, as you noted, and they did.
Kamara trying the right side. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. So after the run for no gain, here's second and 10.
54. Oh, here we go.
From the gun, Winston. That's caught. It's Thomas. He's down inside the 10 to the 8. And it comes out a gain of 8. Now, good pickup. They get 8, but it's third down now.
Brings up third and 1.
Flip. Right there. 54 Mike. You better bring it. I'm letting you know right now, you better bring it.
Spot.
Third and short yardage. Winston looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's fourth down. So out comes a field goal team now for the second time here today. This from 25 yards out. And Lutz puts this one through. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
The Panthers on third down. They've been near perfect, 4 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 3. Now it's Newton. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end? Just pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Now Winston. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And got his man complete. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Working out of the gun. Winston. Out of the backfield. That's complete to Kamara. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. As it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the ball game. Ready. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6.
Mike spot 4, Mike spot 4. Hey, even. There's a part in there. Let's go.
To throw is Winston. He's going to let it fly. That'll be incomplete with 9 seconds now showing on the clock. He was trying to hit Thomas that time, and now it's 3rd down.
3rd down and 6 yards to go.
The Saints on 3rd down. It has been a disaster. 0 for 8 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Winston. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked up by Ross Cockrell. And that will write a finish to this ball game. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
Ready. Blue ready. Even. Check 37. Let's go.
One last shot now for Winston. And this is going to be caught. So an offensive final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Doesn't affect the outcome, but, hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot.
A lot there. Lutt's good on the extra point, and that will shave one more off this lead. Well, on the one side, if you try to take away something positive from this game, they played to the final whistle, getting the touchdown there on the last play. But still, all for naught, really.
Yeah, I'd say give them points for positivity. I like that. That part is good. But I often wonder, when the game is settled and the clock is run out, do we really need to kick the extra point?
Oh, yeah. It's silly. It's silly.
It doesn't make any sense to me. I know that people have explained before, well, you got to play it all the way through. Come on, this thing was done.